What's going on, everyone? Today we are taking a look at the Ewin Flash XL Ergonomic Gaming Chair. There's a lot of gaming chairs on the market, but this is definitely one of the better ones out there. So if you happen to be shopping for an office or gaming chair, stick around and I'll be going over everything I like and don't like about this chair. So taking a look at the seat itself, this is definitely a simple but sleek looking chair. I love the diamond stitch pattern on the back and bottom, as it does give it somewhat of a luxury look as well. Coming up top, it does have these two vents here, which give it somewhat of a racing seat style, but besides cosmetics, this also allows some airflow to your back as well. I'm someone who prefers a simple chair, so that's why I got one in all black. But if you're someone that wants something a little more loud and unique, they also have quite a few different color options on their website as well. This is an XL chair recommended for people 5'7" to 7 feet and supports up to a whopping 550 pounds. So as far as assembly goes, this was definitely a very easy process. From unboxing to fully assembled, it only took me about 15 to 20 minutes. Basically, if you can turn a screwdriver, then you can definitely assemble this chair as well. And another thing I really liked about assembling this chair is this gigantic assembly sheet. So instead of having a small booklet, having to put everything down, look at the book, go back to it, this just made it so much easier. So I just had it on the floor like that. And it's such a large font that I could even read it from standing up. So this way I never had to stop. I just worked over here, putting on the screws, doing what I got to do. I just glance over, look at the next step, and keep it moving. So that definitely helped speeding up the assembly process. And honestly, I wish all furniture came with something like this, as it really does make it a lot easier. All right, so going over the basic construction of the chair. Inside this chair, it has a durable carbon steel frame. So that's how it's able to withhold that 550 pound limit. Even if you're not a heavy person, I still recommend this chair because of that frame being so strong. You can plop yourself on the seat and use it for many years, and you're not going to have to worry about that frame getting damaged or broken. And everything on this chair, including the gas lift, tilt mechanism, wheels, and frame, has been tested beyond industry standards for a much higher safety and durability. So that's how it's able to hold that much higher weight. And as you can see here, this is a very large seat base, and there's no side bolsters either. So if you're a larger person or just want more room to move around like I do, this is going to be a very comfortable seat. And then coming to the bottom here, unlike a lot of other chairs, you don't have plastic legs, and these are actually full aluminum legs. So again, very durable and going to be able to hold up over time, no problem at all. So on the outside of this chair, this is wrapped with what is called Brisa Ultra PU leather. I looked this up, and apparently this is one of the best PU leathers on the market. In fact, this kind of PU leather is also used in a lot of luxury cars as well. So definitely a very good material. And feeling this in person, it does feel very soft and high quality as well. And under that, this chair is made with what they call a temperature and pressure resistant cold cure foam core. And again, this is also a very comfortable material. I've used some gaming chairs in the past where this just feels as hard as a brick and doesn't have no give in it. But this is a very soft material. It's not too soft where you're going to sink in, but it's kind of just the right amount of firmness to be comfortable, but also still very supportive as well. So overall, when it comes to the basic construction of the chair, definitely a very, very comfortable chair. I've been using this for about a week and a half now, 2 weeks, and I've used it for several hours at a time. I did not feel any discomfort in the chair during my testing. All right, so as you all know, we're all made completely different. Some of us have longer legs, shorter legs, longer torsos, shorter torsos. On top of that, we all sit completely different as well. So you don't just want a basic chair, you want something like this chair that, beyond the regular basics, also has a ton of adjustments as well. So first off, one of the things I really like on this chair, it's all the controls are very easily accessible. I used some chairs in the past where everything's pretty confusing, and every time you get on there, you kind of gotta press this and press that and kind of figure out what does what. But again, this one has it all in very easy to reach places. So if you want to adjust lumbar, you have two dials, one on each side. And then right here at the bottom, you have these two flip levers. And these are for your tilt controls and raising the chair up and down. And then you also have this lever here, which is for reclining the chair. So again, very easy to understand and all very easy to reach for and use as well. All right, so diving into all the adjustments, starting off at the bottom of the chair, you have this lever here, which is for the height adjustment. And right now, this is the chair at the lowest position. And now this is the chair at the highest position. So as you can see, it does have a good amount of height adjustment. Coming to the other side, you have this lever here, which is for the tilt mechanism. So if you have that locked, it's gonna stay in place. But if you unlock it, you're gonna be able to rock the chair back and forward. And then depending on how much tension you want on the rocking, you can also tighten or loosen that with this dial here. Up next, this chair has 4D lumbar support. As I said earlier, very easy to access the adjustments. So as you're sitting in, all you gotta do is reach to the side and you can very easily adjust it right here. So on this dial, this is to move the lumbar support in and out. And then on this side, you have another dial, and this is to move the lumbar support up and down. So depending on where you want it on your back. And then besides the lumbar support that's built into the chair, they also include this lumbar pillow as well, so you can place it like that. Honestly, I like it either ways. If you want a more minimal lumbar support, that's where it's better to use the built-in one. But if you're someone like me that has back pain, sometimes when my back is acting up, I like a little more pressure on my back, so that's when I'll throw on this pillow just to press a little more back there. So regardless if you want less lumbar support or more, you do have both options with this chair. If you don't want to use this, you can also just repurpose it as well. Again, it is free included with the chair. And this is what they call a slow rebound memory foam cushion. So as you sit on it, it is comfortable, but it also has that memory foam that's going to shape and conform to your back to give you the proper lumbar support as well. Up next, you have 4D magnetic armrests. So to adjust the height, you have this little trigger right here. And as you can see, it does have a good amount of height adjustment. Depending how you want to place your arms, you can go ahead and adjust that. And then on this side here, you have this little adjustment, and that's to move it forward and back, and then inward and outward. And then you have one more button here, which is to move the entire thing left and right. I had another chair which had adjustable armrest, but one thing I really hated is it did not lock into position. So as you were using it, if you push pressure, it'll move this way and that way, and it just wasn't very comfortable to use at times. But with this one, if you want to move it, you have to intentionally push the buttons to unlock it and move it around. So definitely a big fan of that. As I said earlier, this is a magnetic armrest. So this whole entire thing actually pops out just like that with magnets. So if you wanted to, you could replace these with another armrest. And then you could also take it off to wipe it down and clean it and just plop it back on the chair just like that. On top here, this is a foam armrest. It is a bit more on the firm side, but I do prefer this more than a soft armrest. With a very soft pillowy armrest, typically they feel comfortable at first, but after a while, it flattens out and it just starts becoming a pressure point and isn't very comfortable. But with this one, it provides a good amount of support, and because it's more firm, it's not going to flatten out. So if you have a choice between a really soft armrest or a more firmer but cushiony one like this, I definitely recommend going with this kind instead. Coming up top, you have a memory foam headrest, and this is magnetic as well. A lot of chairs include the kind that has a strap on there. I really don't like that kind because it's hard to position. You'll put it somewhere, and because it's only held down by a little strap, it'll move around and slide very easily. But this one stays exactly where you want it because of those magnets. And it also has a lot of height adjustability as well. So at the lowest position, it'll actually stick way down there if you want it. So if you wanted some back pressure for whatever reason, you can do that. And then you have all this space to play with. And at the highest position, it goes right there. So regardless of how tall you are or how you like to sit, you can go ahead and adjust this to the perfect place that you want it. And this is a different material compared to the lumbar support that we have there. This one is more of a very pillowy, soft memory foam pillow. Kind of feels like a memory foam pillow that you will use to sleep on. Overall, definitely a very, very comfortable pillow there. And last but not least, this chair does have a ton of adjustability when it comes to the recline height. So to adjust the recline, all you gotta do is use this handbrake style handle here. Again, very easy to use and reach for. So this can be reclined anywhere from 85 degrees to 155 degrees. Right now, this is at the highest position of 85 degrees. And now this is the chair at the lowest position of 155 degrees. As you can see, that is almost pretty much laying down at that point. So this is gonna be good if you wanted to sit back and relax. Maybe use the device up here like a Nintendo Switch or your phone. You can go ahead and lean back, use your device looking up like that. Or maybe you have a projector and you want to point it up at the ceiling. You can just sit back in that position and comfortably look up at the ceiling. I tested a lot of chairs before, and I don't think I've had one that reclines this far back. It's a little scary at first because no one is used to sitting that far back on an office chair, but once you do it, it's a very stable position. I was able to lay like that and move around, and at no point did the chair feel like it was going to tip over. So despite going that far back, it is still very stable in that position. Overall, this is definitely a great chair. It feels well made, it has a ton of adjustability, and most importantly, it's also very comfortable as well. So overall, if you happen to be shopping for an office or gaming chair, I would highly recommend this one here, which again is the eWin Flash XL. If you would like to purchase or get more information, I'll also have the link in the description as well. All right, well, that about wraps up this video. As usual, if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.